Kings, it's 2026 and the panic is real. Women 30, 35, 40 plus are flooding TikTok crying, "Where are the good men?" while listing demands longer than a CVS receipt. 6 figures, 6 feet, six-pack, pays all bills, does chores, therapy speak, but bring nothing but vibes and baggage.
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women, because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful. And then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single. A lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits and a lot of them end up childless and single and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did. Most of them did. And by that point, they just didn't have a choice anymore. And so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're going to make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.
Men will continue to sleep with women in their 30s, but they won't consider them for marriage and long-term partnerships as frequently. Every woman seems to believe that she's the exception to this rule. She almost certainly is not. And the thing is that this doesn't technically have to do with attractiveness. Yes, physical attractiveness tends to diminish as a function of time, but many women are still physically attractive in their 30s. However, even for these women, their odds of securing a high-value man decrease with each passing year through their 30s. Why? Well, those attractive women often justifiably believe that they're entitled to high-value men. And these same high-value men enjoy incredible optionality. Many of them aren't going to be interested in settling down anytime soon. And those who are significantly more likely to choose a woman who, all other things being equal, offers a better reproductive opportunity.
46-year-old woman. She's found herself in an unhappy situation. She's got a lot to say.
I want a relationship, that's what I want. I had all the adventures. I have all the stories to tell. I just want somebody that I can count on.
All I just heard is that she had all the partying. She was out there finding herself for a really long time. She's 46. How appetizing to a man to know that you got all the nasty out of your system. And now here he is. You want someone reliable and dependable now that you did all that. And he gets to have that consistent image of you doing all the nasty with everybody before because you just told him. How desirable. Why is the brain dead so thick? I'll tell you why. Because all of these women absorb all of this modern feminism for so long, and women lie to them. They tell them that guys are somehow going to receive that information well. And that guy is just like, bye. See you later. You had all the stories. I don't want to know. I don't want to have to go to the STD clinic either on my way out of here, honey.
Older women want men to respect them for surviving their poor choices. I'm going to say that one more time. Older women want men to respect them for surviving their poor choices. Many older women carry the attitude that endurance equals value. They want men to applaud them for surviving their mistakes instead of learning from them. They call it experience, but what men see is evidence of bad judgment. A man doesn't respect struggle for the sake of struggle. He respects discipline, stability, and peace. You don't get credit for cleaning up a mess you created. And men are tired of being asked to reward dysfunction.
So like when you get on TikTok and you see like these women get on and be like, I don't know who need to hear this, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna make some of y'all mad, and they begin to spew out, what women need to do to be better and men and dating and stuff like that. And you'll see the comments and dudes like, oh my God, she gets it. Oh, we gotta protect her. I'm looking at that like, am I the only one that don't see what's going on here? The only reason they talking like that is because now they are out of competing age. They are 35, they're 37, they're 44, 46. Of course they're going to talk like that now. It has nothing to do with them all of a sudden getting this fountain of knowledge put into their brains. It has everything to do with the men have been telling you this since you was 21, but you weren't trying to hear it. You just was thinking it was womp, 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 right? Now you're at an age where your pickings are slim, your options are lower, and you're older. We be trying to tell y'all this stuff when y'all in y'all prime and y'all don't be listening. And then y'all get older and all of a sudden y'all think y'all know something. I've seen this already, a bunch of times already. I am 40 years old. I'll be 40 next year. I've seen this a bunch of times already. I done seen my mother's generation go through it. I done seen Gen X go through it, my big sister's generation. Now I'm a millennial, my generation. All of those women doing the same stuff. And now the generation under me. Unfortunately, the Gen Z generation gonna do the same thing. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna not hear nothing we gotta say. They're gonna think that, that they sexy and nothing bad's ever gonna happen to them, and they never gonna get weight, and they're gonna have these options of men just coming at them. Every generation before y'all thought that. Seen this already a bunch of times. Oh, it's 2023. You don't think I heard that going up? This is the 90s. And then I remember hearing it back in, this is 2016. And then, no, we in 2018 now. Like, I've heard it. Y'all are not saying nothing new. That's the crazy part. The women don't understand. Y'all aren't saying anything new. So for every girl, they go, we empowered now. We got money now. It's 2023. I heard this 4 generations ago. Y'all not doing nothing different. Y'all are literally walking the same path the girls did before you. It's unfortunate that y'all gonna figure that out when y'all about 35, 40, then y'all gonna be on social media like, you know what you women need to do? Y'all do not listen, bro.
Minimum height.
6 feet.
Yeah, that's where they get you. Would you exclude obesity?
Absolutely.
Minimum income. So
I'm gonna say at least 200.
200 grand?
You could be 30 years
Oh
old.
my goodness. Take a guess at what percentage of men fit this
2%.
criteria? 2%? Much lower. It's 0.049%.
All right, is this going on the TV?
This is going to trigger a lot of women. And if it triggers you, that means it was meant for you. I don't avoid the truth just because someone's ego is not ready to take it. A lot of women proudly say I have standards, but what they really mean is I want a man who gives me everything while I give the bare minimum. You want a man who's emotionally mature, financially stable, loyal, masculine, emotionally intelligent, while you can't handle accountability. You don't know how to communicate. You expect him to read your mind. You don't want a partnership. You want a provider, a therapist, a mind reader, all in one man. You demand emotional maturity where you get defensive the moment you're called out. You want consistency, but chase men who give you anxiety because chaos feels exciting. You say you want a masculine leader, but reject anything that requires you to show up feminine. You call it high standards, but it's really just entitlement. Standards aren't about what you demand from others. Standards are about what you demand from yourself. If you want emotional maturity, heal your triggers. If you want consistency, stop entertaining inconsistency. If you want depth, stop showing up shallow. If you want leadership, be someone worth leading. And that's why you keep getting hurt. Not because good men don't exist, but because you're not the woman your ideal man would choose. Build your standards on your character, not fantasies. Because when you call entitlement empowerment or feminism, it's not confidence, it's delusion.
Today we expose why they're miserable, why it's their own doing, and how you avoid the trap. 2026 data. Marriage rates at all-time lows. Women 30 to 44, single rates skyrocketing. 40% plus in urban areas. Viral TikToks of women saying, I'd rather be alone than settle. then crying alone. They party 20s, carousel, career, now biology/clock ticks. Eggs declining, options shrinking, but standards sky high. Result, panic posts and blame game. She wants top 5% man, but offers bottom 50% effort. Expects you to fund soft life while she finds herself. Reality, high-value kings see the math. Why buy the cow when milk's been free for a decade? Hypocrisy, independent until bills due. Blame men/society, but ignore own choices. Body count, debt, no skills beyond IG. The wall is undefeated. Youth/beauty was her leverage. Lost it? Panic sets in. Passport bros. MGTOW rise. Men focusing gym/money/freedom. We see the risk. Marry her at 35. Kids maybe. Divorce at 45. You pay while she lives her best life with your cash. R. Leverage. Lost it? Panic sets in. Nuclear question tie-in. Ask early. She admit reality or fantasy? Panic queens want fantasy. Vet ruthless. Under 30 preferred. Low/not body count. Adds value. Cooks. Submissive spirit. Shares bills. Prenup mandatory. Boundaries day one. Date down in age/options if needed. Abundance kills desperation. Build your empire first. Miserable 35+ women become options, not necessities. Kings, 2026 is your year. Let them panic while you stack and select. Drop wall undefeated if you see it. Share your 30+ horror stories below. Like, sub, bell on. Next, why happy wife, happy life is beta propaganda. The unapologetic husband. Choose wisely. Build empires.